Here's why I would rather choose XCN over Solana as of right now, even though nothing I say is financial advice. Well, first of all, let's say XCN were to go to the price of 25 cents. That's around a 17x from here, and market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, would be around $8.5 billion. Solana currently has a market cap of around $80 billion. How can that exceed over $1 trillion in market cap in the next 6 to 10 months? That doesn't seem that feasible to me, at least in my perspective. Now, who knows? Because in the world of, cryptocurrencies, we've seen things really just kind of do sometimes things that we don't really expect, right? Like, for instance, many people thought that, Pepe wasn't going to be anything, and then Pepe became very massive. Like, some people thought, hey, Solana even back then wasn't really going to be that massive. Now it's even being considered somewhat of a competitor to Ethereum. But again, the market cap just doesn't seem that feasible to me in the next 6 to 10 months. Who knows, 10 years later or whatever, but yeah, who knows about that? Which is why I would much prefer XCN. If someone gave me a choice, hey, either XCN or Solana, I'm going to have to choose XCN. This is just my mentality. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, but take a look at Onyx. They're trying to launch the mainnet of Goliath, supposedly going to be this good layer 1 blockchain for the world of finance. That's never going to defeat Solana. Yeah, it never is, in my opinion, at least in theory. But then at the same time, why would I want to, kind of really believe in Solana over XCN if, let's say, Solana already has done that well, Now, granted, some people may be thinking, XCN had a very good pump and then had a pullback, so they may think, it already kind of had its run. But then really, it hasn't kind of become mainstream yet, in a sense, right? It hasn't really gained that sort of mainstream popularity. And I am not saying Solana is a bad layer 1 blockchain, because I think it's very good as a layer 1 blockchain. Also in terms of what the Solana ETF in Canada could bring for its future, I'm very excited for Solana. But then at the same time, if I only had two options, I'm going to have to choose XCN just due to the fact that market cap is way lower. And I think Onyx, it kind of really reminds me of like a miniature version of Ripple and Stellar. Pretty much focus on the same markets. So personally, the way to take a look at it is that, again, that is what I would rather choose. Now, some people may be thinking that, okay, XCN go into a market cap of around $8.5 billion. Let's say hypothetically, they think, it's too much and all this. Well, let's take a look at something like XRP. That market cap right there is not even 10% of XRP's current market cap. And I think we can all arguably agree that, hey, we're not in a fully fledged type of altcoin season yet. So is this too much to ask for? This is just my perspective. Now, the way I view it is this. Even though I can take a look back in history and see how usually altcoins as a worst case scenario typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event, which would actually mean around October this year based on the last Bitcoin halving event that happened in April of last year in 2024. I'm aware of that, but that's just based off history. I mean, there's no telling when the exact time may be if, let's say, we do ever even see a fully fledged type of altcoin season this time around. Only time will tell, which is why I'm staying patient. I'm just dollar cost averaging, holding, and just waiting. That's it. Because I cannot control what happens to the markets. I mean, that is totally beyond me. So all I can do is just stay patient. But if I only had one thing to stay patient with, it's going to have to be XCN over Solana in my perspective, even though this is just what I'm doing. I'm not telling anyone to do anything when it comes to Solana or XCN. But again, this is just the way I view it. But I'm preferring XCN here. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.